Hello and welcome to the New Jersey Morning Show. I'm Cara Falco.
And I'm Kristina Behr. It's so hard to believe how fast the holiday season flew by. We're actually coming in on the end of December now. Where did it go?
Not ready.
Not ready.
Not ready.
Not
Make
ready
it
at all.
stop. No, this year flew by. And I do think it has to do with the last 2 years dragging
Yep.
and being one uniform chunk of time in my brain.
And people just kind of getting out more now too, and like being active and doing things. But you all may remember that last year we did a best of show, right? To ease into the holidays and ring in the new year.
Yeah, that's right. And this year, once again, we are looking back on some of our favorite moments from 2022 here on the New Jersey Morning Show.
So much fun. Let's take a look at some of our best stories, personal highlights, and of course, funniest moments.
Here to tell us all about it is Jennifer Shuck, Communications Manager for New York Waterways. Good morning, Jen.
Good morning. How are you today? So excited.
Good.
It's really technically the start of the 4th of July weekend, right?
I hear you guys are giving folks the best view in the Hudson this year.
Oh, absolutely. There is no better place than to see this Macy's fireworks display than from the water. You know, I was at the Macy's fireworks barge yesterday, and I was speaking with them. They have quite a show that they're going to be putting on. And they were saying, you got to get yourself in a good position where you can clearly see the sky over Manhattan. And I said, you know where you got to be? You got to be on a New York Waterway ferry. Once you see like those fireworks go off, like I said, the whole night long as you're like leaving Port Imperial, you know, it's going to be a spectacular. It's going to be nice weather. The weather's going to be nice. Mother Nature is cooperating when you get out there. Like these photos are amazing, right? But like to see it in front of you, it doesn't even do it justice really when you see it in front of you. I mean, like, you have the Empire State Building shooting off fireworks, then you have the Macy's barges shooting off fireworks right in front of you, and the music's going and the synchronized music, and once again we have the whole time we have a DJ on board.
It sounds like so much fun. I'm a little jealous that I'm not able to make it this year, but it sounds incredible. Jen Shuck, New York Waterways, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it.
The city of Elizabeth is looking forward to helping everyone celebrate together once again. And here now with more is Elizabeth Mayor J. Christian Bullwidge. Thank you so much for coming on this morning.
Thank you for having me.
I love, you guys Elizabeth is one of the 5 largest cities in the state, so it makes sense that you would do multiple events throughout the season. What are some of the other elements that folks can expect when they come to an Elizabeth tree lighting or one of the other holiday events?
Well, there's always good pastries, food, candy. That's a staple of the event. Disney characters are plentiful. Music is plentiful. The restaurants will open up at the train station and elsewhere to make sure that there's adult beverages for some of the other party goers that may attend these tree lightings. And keep in mind that Christmas is all about, and the holiday season is all about fellowship and peace. And one of the things we try to stress to the young people of our community is to recognize that it's important to learn the message of the holiday season at a young age, so that when you're our age, you can then pass that on to your children and others in the neighborhoods.
Holiday events are coming up all around the Garden State, and Newark is no exception.
Here now to tell us about it is Susan McKay of the Newark Downtown District.
Good morning and happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you as well.
What are some of the fun events coming up in Newark this holiday season?
Well, we are very excited. Newark is a very fun city, and we have our NDD, the Newark Downtown District annual holiday tree lighting. That is coming up on Saturday, December 3rd. That will be hosted at Mulberry Commons, which is right across from the Prudential Entertainment Center. We'll have Mayor Baraka there. We'll have other honored guests, and most importantly, we'll have Santa Claus as well.
So how does the Newark Downtown District work to bring these kinds of events together?
Well, it's actually a collaboration between ourselves, our community, our stakeholders. It's very, very important. What we do as a collaborative team, we have the best case scenario. We have operations, marketing, urban planning, real estate, believe it or not. We all get together, we brainstorm, we strategize ways that we can activate our beautiful community in downtown Newark, New Jersey. So it is truly a collaborative effort.
Susan McKay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We so appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your holiday and your holiday weekend. And we are looking forward to everything the Brick City is going to be putting on this holiday season. Well, for the first time in almost 40 years, a new terminal is coming to Newark Liberty International Airport as the new Terminal A opens to passengers next Thursday.
Yeah, joining us now to give us some insight on the new terminal is James Heitman, the Director of Aviation Redevelopment for the Port Authority, and Jean-Pierre Tibet, the Managing Director at Munich Airport U.S. Holding.
Why was this the right time to build a new terminal for Newark Airport?
The terminal is over 50 years old, actually, and it was the cornerstone for the terminal for the airport at the time, and now the new Terminal A is setting the cornerstone for the new terminal for the new airport system at Newark Airport.
What went into the planning for the new Terminal A?
It's a long-term effort. I started working on the planning back in 2006, and then we brought on consultants specifically to look at the terminal design in 2012, and it's been evolving ever since. So it's been a long time in the planning, a lot of stakeholders and input.
What went into making this project come together?
I mean, a lot has come together, both from an architectural point of view, from a technological point of view, from enhancing the passenger experience. I mean, the discerning passenger expects a service that is basically unsurpassed, and this is something we wanted to develop and we are implementing in the terminal. And this is creating what we call a spirit of New Jersey. So we have a holistic approach throughout the journey from curb to gate.
We are here at the iconic Drumthwacket in Princeton, where we took a tour of its holiday decor with First Lady Tammy Murphy.
Well, we've put a lot into it over the past nearly 5 years. We've really been on a mission to try and restore it, and we've wallpapered, we've painted, we've redone all the floors, we've reupholstered everything, we've put in a commercial kitchen, we've done a lot outside with Rutgers, we've done a lot of things here, so it's great, and particularly at the holidays.
Take us through the holiday decor and how it all came together.
Sure. So every year, garden clubs vie with one another to be selected to decorate individual rooms. And we really have little say as to what they decorate and how they decorate. We try to ask them to use as many natural elements as possible because I'm concerned about the environment, so I like to do that. But really, it's up to their artistic interpretation as to how they want to decorate each of the different rooms.
Hello, I'm Lisa Marie Falvo, and we are here at Halos for Angels 11th Annual Love is in the Air Gala. We're gathered here at Brooklake Country Club in Florham Park to celebrate some of Morris County's biggest hearts.
We're a nonprofit charity that helps community families in need due to sudden tragedy. Whatever the tragedy is, we help support and fulfill the sudden need. And we're just so honored to be able to come into these people's hearts as they come into ours.
And I know that Halos for Angels is very important to you and your family. How have they helped you?
They've had food trucks come to our house and give us and all our family food. They've set up events for me, like last year when I was here, and they presented me with stuff, and they've just been really, really supportive. It feels...
Talk to us about how special this is.
You know, in the darkest of times, you look for angels and light to help you, and Halos for Angels, they have helped so many in their darkest hour. I am honored and blessed to do anything I can for this organization.
So hundreds of women gathered at the New Jersey Performing Arts Center in Newark this past weekend for the Let's Talk Women's Health and Wellness event.
Yeah, Lisa Marie Falvo has more on this unique event that helped to bring awareness to various women's health concerns.
Two-time breast cancer survivor Deb Belfato. It's not enough to simply count your blessings. It's all about sharing them.
As physicians, we gather at medical conferences, right? And we talk to one another, but it's not often that we get the opportunity to talk to the public, right? To talk to the community, which is really, I think, what drew me to this event. The fact that we could interface with the community and talk about such important issues around access, around stigma, around what to look out for in terms of mental health and also physical health. I think it's just critical, and it's a really important venue.
Attendees were also introduced to women-owned, health-conscious businesses.
We are here representing Kendra Scott and the philanthropic arm of her company for the Short Hills store in New Jersey. We are participating with a fundraiser for Let's Talk, where 20% of all of our sales today will go back to the Let's Talk Foundation. I think it's really important to recognize all of the resources that are out there for women's health and wellness.
Welcome back to the New Jersey Morning Show. I'm Mike Favetta, along with Kristina Behr. We are at AZI's new U.S. headquarters here in Nutley.
It is beautiful. Let's check in with this morning's show's Don Smith. He's downstairs right now with Governor Phil Murphy.
Governor Murphy, pleasure to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, thanks for joining us here at AZI, the world opening here of the big headquarters. What are your thoughts?
Oh, it's a big deal. I mean, this is a huge deal. We're in the sort of straddle between Nutley and Clifton, two counties, Essex and Passaic. The On3 campus is purpose-built for something like this, where you got a medical school right beside groundbreaking, world-class research. New Jersey is one of the most international American states, so having AZI here is another badge of honor.
Joining us now is Laura Jones, who hosts New Jersey Politics every week right here on New Jersey. Laura, thanks for spending some time with us.
Oh, good to see you both.
Yeah. You recently spoke with the Senate president, and one issue you touched on with him was tax rates. Of course, a very popular topic to talk about. What did he have to say?
Yeah, Senate President Scutari is saying the cost of living, affordability, it is the top issue in Trenton, and it really is just getting too expensive for so many people in New Jersey. I also spoke with the Republican minority leader in the Assembly, Assemblyman John DeMeo, and he brought up taxes as well and how they are affecting the cost of living. And Democrats are saying, hey, we're on it. We are providing property tax relief. We are providing money back, but Republicans are saying, you know what, some of these things are a gimmick. It's a one-year program, or like the tax holiday that we had for back to school. He said it saved maybe a couple $100, not a lot, not enough to be significant. So that is what they're talking about in Trenton right now.
Joining us now is Senator Troy Singleton, who represents New Jersey's 7th legislative district. Welcome, Senator.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Tell us about your Serve with Senator Singleton project and how you're working with the local library.
Thank you. Look, we've done about 45 of these efforts over the course of my tenure as a state senator, and our focus and our goal has consistently been to put the real public service aspect into elected office back into it. So we're going to be working with our county library system, helping them catalog the books they get, the donation of books they get, and other odds and ends around our county library. It's just something we do every month somewhere in Burlington County, just trying to make a difference in our community.
Where will the sorted books end up?
So at the Burlington County Library, which is in West Hampton, New Jersey. So we'll take the donation of books as they come in, because they come into the library all the time. And then we'll sort them based on their respective subject matters and titles. And then the team will go out shelving books. And then also we'll do some light cleanups around the library, some dusting, some polishing, maybe some light painting work, which we've done in the past at other libraries. But we just want to make it a place where folks can feel comfortable and welcoming and really love the experience of going to the library. Because like I said, it was a godsend for me growing up, and I hope it'll be for others.
Now, our next guest founded what was the go-to site for political news devoted to New Jersey politics, and it was about 18 years ago. He was known then as Wally Edge on politicsandj.com. So much has happened since then. Today, David Wildstein is the editor of the New Jersey Globe, and that's what we're going to be talking about now and today. Welcome, David. Good to see you.
Hi, Kristina. Hi, Laura. Thanks for having me on.
I recently wrote an article about New Jersey newspapers. What's happened to all of our state's newspapers in the past few years?
Well, they are failing. They're failing fast. They're going the way of the fax machine. And print journalism is what they call the old media. Printing newspapers are on their way out. Everything is shifting to digital. People are getting their information in a different way. They're getting it online. They don't need to go buy a newspaper and read something that happened at a point where they probably already know the news. I'm older than you guys, so I remember I was a paper boy, and the neighborhood kids would deliver the paper to your house. The number of understaffed delivery routes nationally has increased 267% over the last 2 years. So it's disturbing. And as you know, as the two of you know, you're doing new media. People are getting their news in all these different ways, and newspapers have unfortunately become a dinosaur.
I'm so excited for our first guest today. Dupree Kelly first rose to prominence in the hip-hop scene as a member of the group Lords of the Underground.
And today, he's the first platinum-selling rapper to be elected to public office, serving as a councilman in Newark's West Ward, the same neighborhood where he grew up. And he joins us now. Good morning to you, Councilman. Thanks for being with us.
Great day to you both. How are you?
Doing great. Thanks for being here. I guess the first and foremost question is, you've been in the office now. How has it been transitioning from the world of entertainment to the world of politics? How has that gone for you?
Man, it has been an experience. It has been a ride, but it's what I signed up for. It is what our community needed. They needed someone who is of them, like them, from the same place that they are. When you're close to the pain, you're able to actually address the pain because you come from that same pain. So it's been good. It's what I signed up for. Now, don't get me wrong. You still have to deal with a lot of different personalities, a lot of different attitudes. And if you don't have any complainers, then you must not be doing something right. So
what made you want to run for office, and why was it important to you to do it in Newark?
Well, there's so many different moving parts to that answer. And, it's just so many different things. I started very early when I was just a teenager from a mentor who showed me how important community was, a mentor by the name of Hafiz Fareed. And then it went from there, had me looking for mentors. If I wanted to be something, I had to find that.
What issues are your priority now that you are in office?
Well, when I first by me coming into office now on June 14th, I'm already walking into a current situation of things that need improvement. I'm already walking into things that pertains to our budget. And so I'm already walking into things that I have to address and fix. One of my things is that our community, we have to restore trust. We have to restore trust in our community, and I am looking to do that. My main thing is revitalizing our community, revitalizing our corridors, but not just brick and mortar. Revitalizing the mindset of the people, the mindset of our seniors, our elders, and letting them know that we need them. We need their wisdom. We need them to help us learn from the lessons and mistakes and the wins that they made. We need our youth to see people becoming greatness, because when you see it, you believe you can be it.
Meteorologist Mike Favetta joins us now with a check of that Garden State forecast. Good morning,
right.
Mike. What's going on?
With Rocco. You were talking about the Westminster Dog Show, and Rocco got all excited. Saw the dogs here, so
of course your dog is named Rocco.
Rocco, yeah. It's actually the church that Stephanie and I are getting married in St. Rocco's.
Oh my goodness. All right, well, let's bring in our other favorite foodie, meteorologist Mike Favetta. We'll get to your forecast in just a minute. Chicago deep dish, have you ever
I'm going to send this to friends, lifelong friends in Chicago, and they're going to be like, really? Pizza Uno at the Willowbrook Mall? Come on. Route 46? Come on.
So a quick note about Rocco. Rocco comes from Canine Companions as a release dog. They're a program that offers service dogs to veterans, such as, if they're disabled or if they have PTSD. And so Rocco was released from the program, and, well, we're trying to adopt him. So, okay, Rocco, you can go now. Yeah, you want your bone?
She's like, I'm over it.
Yes.
Yeah.
We had some interesting weather last Saturday morning. Maybe woke up, you saw the news that there was a volcanic explosion that sent debris 30 miles high into the atmosphere out by the islands of Tonga. And this, actually, because my sister lives in Hawaii, her phone was littered with text messages from the Hawaiian government, the local Hawaiian government, with all of the tsunami advisories. And we had some tsunami alerts even reach the west coast of the mainland U.S. But if you were up early on Saturday morning, maybe if you noticed watching some of the weather stations, there was a little bit of a blip in the pressure, and that was because of the shockwave that came through. First, I want to show you the picture of what this looked like from space, a large plume of ash and debris. This is from satellite. It's the Japanese weather satellite. They're looking at the Pacific Ocean, and here's where that little bit of the debris reached up 30 miles high. So really incredible. This picture from Simon, a fellow over at Oxford University. And we've got a nice present from our friends over at Palazzone's. They're on Route 23.
People. So Lisa was just asking me, she had never heard of this.
I have to give in my Italian American card because
It's okay.
I don't know what this is.
So La Colomba is a dove, and it's made in the shape, there's Easter bread, sweet bread, kind of like the, what is it called at Christmas?
Panettone.
Yeah,
Panettone, thank you.
Yeah,
Like
that.
panettone, but made in the shape of a dove. It's okay because my family, they call it Polomba. So it's kind of a little, spin on it, not La Colomba.
No, we don't do this at all.
Well, and I looked it up. It does. It was invented in Milan. So if you, I guess, but I mean, I had heard of it, but the folks over at Palazzone are just, if you've never, I mean, that is the best Italian pastries, gelato that I have had on this side of the Atlantic. I am so excited to introduce our next guest to the show. He is an entrepreneur, a philanthropist, an author, and a fellow Rutgers alumni. Please welcome Eric LeGrand to the New Jersey Morning Show.
Hey, thank you for having me. I appreciate you.
Tell us kind of what happened to you.
Yeah, I was a junior at Rutgers in 2010, playing football, running down the field on a kickoff at MetLife Stadium in the fourth quarter of a football game, and I went to make a tackle on the player Malcolm Brown and thought I was going to use my shoulder. He got tripped up, so his trajectory changed, and the crown of my head right into the back of his shoulder blade. And next thing you know, I was laying on the ground, paralyzed with a C3, C4 vertebrae fracture.
And you have not given up since. I mean, I have loved watching your story since then. I mean, you have been nothing but an inspiration to people around the world. Just that positive mindset, positive vibe. I mean, how do you do day in and day out? Because that's hard for a lot of people.
When you have seen, so I guess some of the stuff that I have seen after this injury, it opened up a whole new world for me, because when I was at Rutgers, I was in my little bubble in New Brunswick, just going through my football practice, weight room, study hall classes.
I love that. Now, are you an avid coffee drinker? Like, what made you pick coffee of all things?
I didn't have my first cup of coffee until August of 2020.
No way!
Yeah, that was my first cup. Now I drink a hot cup every morning, and then when I go over to the shop, I get fancy. I either get my iced latte, and I actually just had a nice vanilla cold brew today. That was.
I saw that on your Instagram. That did look refreshing.
That was amazing. So.
Well, we're super excited for our next guest. For 12 years, George Oliphant has helped countless families remodel their homes on his TV show, George to the Rescue.
So now he's gearing up for a brand new season of the show, starting with his 150th episode, in which he helps a New Jersey family that's been impacted by the war in Ukraine.
So amazing. Here now to talk about it is George Oliphant, host of George to the Rescue. Thanks for joining us this morning, George.
The pleasure is all mine. Thank you for having me.
I imagine your job at Baseline is gratifying and amazing, but to be able to help out a family that was going through something so difficult, describe the feeling for you and the crew that worked on this house for them.
I can tell you that everybody on the George Rescue team, and we've seen it all, was really touched by this episode, probably as much, if not more than any episode we've ever done. Because of the nature of these people were forced from their home because of no act of their own, because of war, and they were separated from their family members, and there was so much unknown. And I don't think that any of us could even relate to wrap our head around what that must be like, because it's a situation that's so foreign to us. And yet here we are. We have neighbors whose families are affected by that. So it wasn't lost by anybody, both on the George Rescue production team, the contractors, the subs, the designer, everybody who came through the door. When they heard the story, they had some sort of relation to the Ukraine. They've been watching what was going on in the Ukraine. They wanted to do something to help. Obviously, I told my wife when it first broke out the war, I'm like, I got to go to Ukraine. I got to do something. And she's like, you have 4 kids, you live in Montclair, you're not going to Ukraine. But this was an opportunity for me to be able to do something. And, it starts with that first pebble, and then we'll see where the ripples go.
We're excited for our next guest. You might know Joe Gorga from the Real Housewives of New Jersey, of course, along with his wife, Melissa. And now he's coming to the Hackensack Meridian Health Theater with his own stand-up comedy show tomorrow night at 7 o'clock.
Joe's here with us now to tell us a little bit more about the show. Good morning. Thanks for coming on today.
How are you?
Good, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
So, Joe, before you got into TV and comedy, I mean, you worked in real estate. So how did you go from real estate into, that lead you into being a stand-up comic?
Well, I still do real estate. I still get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I talk about that. I talk about my crazy life, how I'm up at 5 o'clock in the morning, my children, my wife. It's all relatable. That's why it's so funny.
How do you come up with the material for the show? And will audiences be expecting you to talk Real Housewives issues?
Oh, yes, I talk housewife issues. You have to. The fans come. So I talk about my day when I wake up in the morning, and I can just make up something what happened today. That's how crazy my day is. And listen, I've been on reality TV for 13 years.
Wow.
And they edit a lot of stuff, but I talk about the real stuff. I mean, the real things between Melissa and I, like the real inside depth, our arguments, our fights, our intimate stuff. So, and I do talk about, obviously the housewives, things that happen throughout the show, or, not too much, but enough.
Recently, we launched a new channel called On New Jersey. You may have seen us promoting it on our social media, where you can watch the New Jersey Morning Show, of course. Well, joining us now to tell us about the channel and what's ahead is one of the founders of On New Jersey, Lisa Marie Falco. Thanks for being with us.
Don, Kristina, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. So what's the goal behind On New Jersey?
The goal of On New Jersey is to bring the state what it surely needs, which is its own content, right? So On New Jersey is the streaming destination for all things news, talk, sports, and entertainment. Working with you both is an absolute dream.
Oh, likewise.
Thank you.
It's
likewise,
been really
yes.
fun,
It has been,
you know?
yeah. It's an interesting concept, that, again, New Jersey is different than I always said than anywhere else in the United States as far as, we get the whole thing between New York and Philly, we get that whole thing. But, it's its own deal. Like, you have to be from here to kind of really grasp it, understand the vibe that's here in New Jersey. And at least so what kind of TV shows are available on New Jersey?
Well, we have a ton of original programming, this show being the keystone of what it is that we do. We also have New Jersey News with Kristina Behr. Chris, thank you so much for hosting that. We have On Sports that we're going to talk about in a little bit. I think the cool thing too, though, is that we're really building a community. So while we are developing our original content, we also have amazing partners that have come on. Sukanya Krishnan and Scott Stanford, two legends in the New York media market. They have since come together to start a variety show, and we're so happy to have them on our platform.
So we've been trying to showcase some of the other amazing content that you can find right here on New Jersey. And this week we're featuring the Allura Show, which airs Fridays at 8 p.m. Again, right here on New Jersey.
And here now to tell us is a bit more about the show is the host, Allura Lovelight.
Good morning, Allura.
Good morning. Hi, everyone.
What can viewers expect from the Allura Show?
So the Allura Show is really about business and creativity. A lot of people have asked me over my music career about like, how are you doing that? How are you putting that together? And it just kind of turned into this whole concept of having the willingness to be brave and to ask for opportunities. And, there's a lot of talented people in the world, but I wanted to kind of showcase an everyday person who also has the ability to go after their dreams. So it's really turned into this beautiful program where people come and they share their stories and talk about maybe limiting beliefs that are holding them back and breaking down those barriers and helping viewers do the same thing. So the show actually got started because my music, which we did an interview about 6 months ago, with the You Matter movement, and my music and my single came out and everything kind of just started to pop for me. With my career. So it really transformed into people reaching out to me and following me on social media and saying, we love what you're doing. Will you tell us more about how you're having success independently? And the Allura Show came from that.
So Allura, what has been your favorite part of the show so far?
speaking to the guests. I always think, like I sit down to write an episode and I always think, oh, this is going to be so great. And then of course I'm the person who learns so much, and it challenges me and it challenges my, my team of people. And so we always talk about how if we're learning from it and we're, being affected by it emotionally, definitely viewers are feeling the same way. I hope that viewers connect, and I hope that they, if it's not my story they connect to, they see somebody they can relate to.
Absolutely, Laura, and you definitely bring that all the time. I remember from our interview and now with this one. So thank you again for joining us this morning. We appreciate it. This week, we want to tell you about a new show coming up, Living Life Authentically, which is going to begin airing here on November 21st.
So cool. Here now to tell us more is the host, Natalie B. McKenzie. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Help stay on mute.
Oh, what are you going to say? No. So Natalie, tell us about Living Life Authentically. What is the show about?
So Living Life Authentically with Natalie B. McKenzie is a lifestyle show that has been airing on Facebook for the last, year and a half, I think. We went through the pandemic and hosted our daily show, which was then called Quarantine. And in February of 2021, we shifted over as things started opening up, and we became Living Life Authentically with Natalie B. McKenzie live on Facebook on Mondays at 6 p.m.
What can viewers expect from your show when they're tuning in each week?
So we really focus on lifestyle, what's happening in New Jersey. We literally have moved on out of the state of New Jersey, and we've had guests, heads of states, gubernatorial candidates, governors, mayors, entrepreneurs, the mom next door. And so we really focus on lifestyle. We bring you relevant information. We talk about what's happening in our communities, and we're always focused on giving back and making a difference, especially helping women, children in need, and helping them access quality healthcare and education.
How have you been able to grow the show from when it began?
Geez. So we have a great team. Our executive producer is Deidre and Tate, and we have a great marketing team with Marlon Messina and Brian Nichols Messina. But what we have that is most valuable, that we cherish so much, we have friends who have stayed with us when we started a small event with 20 people in my home, or we were in a spa in Englewood with 40 women. This is over 10 years ago. So we have an amazing group of women that have stayed with us locally in New Jersey. Then we have our friends in Turks and Caicos, in Jamaica, friends in Europe. Because of the platform we grew during the pandemic, we have friends in over 15 countries, and it's grown exponentially.
All right, so we are highlighting some of the other shows that you can watch right here on New Jersey. One of them is The King and the Cop. It's a daily show featuring former Yankee legend Jim Leyritz, his co-host, former police officer Tommy Setnar, and Robin Delary. Tommy and Robin are joining us this morning to tell us a little more about the show. Good morning. Thank you.
Good morning.
Yay.
Thank you for having us.
Good morning.
We love you guys.
Oh, listen, tell us a little bit about your show. What's the backstory? How did this all get started?
Yeah, well, the King, unfortunately, sends his apologies. He's not with us today because he's back out in California and hasn't seen his wife for 3 months because he's been up here in New York City working for the Yankees, and once they got knocked out of the playoffs. So we'll fill in for Jimmy. But Jimmy and I go back over 20-something years ago when he was hit a couple famous home runs in the World Series for the Yankees. Mm-hmm. I, at the time, owned the Newark Bears professional minor league baseball team. Oh, yes. Jimmy got hurt and came to rehab, and we became best of friends. And Jimmy's nickname, he was nicknamed by Don Mattingly, the great Don Mattingly of the Yankees, the King, because Jimmy, every time there was something important, Jimmy delivered. So they would kid around and call him the King. And I obviously was a police officer in Newark. And I'm going to tell you the show's The King and the Cop, but we know Miss Jersey Girl here is the most popular one on the show.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why there's no...
Because she's such a sports expert. We try to do a half-hour sports, if you will, and then we try to do the fun variety show for the last half hour. And Jimmy's got used to Robin at this point. She's known him.
wasn't easy at first.
She's known.
Next guests are very good friends of our show.
And we are so excited to have them on. Please welcome Sukanya Krishnan and Scott Stanford to the show. Good morning.
Hi, guys. How are you? Live from our kitchen in our basement. It's very exciting.
Right? Listen, that's how this show started, too. But we want to talk about the Suki and Scott show. How long have you guys been doing this now?
No idea what you're talking about. Suk, I'll take it for a sec. We started right at the beginning of COVID, guys, like February of 2020. Suki and I said, you know what? Let's get on this. Let's get on the internet machine and just start talking to each other. And then one thing led to another, and one celebrity led to another, and one performer led to another, and 320 shows later, and 20 distribution platforms later, and a couple TV stations, we are filled with just, fun content, celebrities, performers from all over the world, and it's just taken on a life of its own.
You guys are first and foremost friends, and you're also co-hosts, and I think that makes such a big deal. And we're friends as well, and I think it translates, and you can see it between the two of you, and that's what's so exciting to watch. And so what's the biggest difference for you guys coming from that news background, knowing that you have to hit those points from the news background? Is it just like a breath of fresh air? I mean, being in your kitchen is nice too, I'm sure.
Yeah, it is.
And listen, nobody tells us what to do except for us, right? We basically work on the same platform you guys are on, and we put in our own, sound and B-roll and all kinds of good stuff. And it's just, we end the conversation when we want to end it. If it's something that's going really well, we can go 40, 45 minutes. If we see it's not going great, we end it when we want. The beautiful thing is nobody could fire us from our own show. And it's great.
It's just been really cool. It's been really different. I mean, Scotty obviously is working still at the WWE. I'm doing stuff for TLC. So we do other things that feed our soul as well. But this is definitely our passion project. The Suki and Scott show it's all us. It has our DNA all over it.
Yeah.
And
one day we're even going to make money from it. We're going to make money from this show.
Hi, my friends. That's I love the righteous. That's awesome.
Righteous, yes.
This has been our motto today.
Righteous. There's a growing trend with that too, especially among the younger generations who want to avoid alcohol, which means mocktails are really growing in popularity. Why do you think that is?
I think through the pandemic, honestly, we sat around and ate for 2 years and we weren't healthy, but now we want to get healthier. And I know for me, I was not really drinking because I was home with the kids, and sometimes that doesn't mix. Finding things that were really light and refreshing. Like I got tired of drinking seltzer. So making these concoctions with what I had in the house really helped.
All right. And so you've got a great mocktail recipe for us today. So what are we making?
So we're making a mint margarita. So just like a regular margarita, we start with mint. We put in some ice. We're putting in the juice of 2 limes. And then I bought this coconut water, and the coconut water, I'm going to mix it up because you have to mix up coconut water, has the sugar already in it. So you're not adding any more sugar than you normally would. Shake your cocktail. And remember, I know Cara knows this, when it gets cold, that's when the cocktail is ready to pour.
I was going to say, you knew my next question. I was going to say, explain to everybody how long we shake for.
Put a little mint right on top. And it's that easy to have a mint mojito margarita.
I love it.
Oh my goodness, I love it.
Talking about mint. Mint is good for digestion. Mint is good for brain function. It actually helps with breastfeeding pain. You can use the mint actually on your body. And if anyone that's growing it knows it grows everywhere.
New edition of Monopoly is coming soon, this time with a Jersey Shore twist.
I love it. The new game will replace the traditional Atlantic City locations and street names with similar ones from other parts of the South Jersey Shore, and it will be released next June.
Here to tell us a little more about the new South Jersey Shore edition of Monopoly is Top Trumps USA Partnership Manager Brooke Gorman. Good morning, Brooke. Thanks so much for coming on the show.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
This is so fun. What inspired the creation of this new local version of Monopoly?
Oh, of course. So I work for Top Trumps, and we are the global licensee for Hasbro. So we've been creating these city editions for them for the past 23 years. We've done games in Dubai, we did Napa Valley, we did the Hamptons recently, and we're just so excited to finally be in the South Jersey Shore.
So what other areas of the Jersey Shore is this one going to feature?
Exactly. So that's a great point, is that, Atlantic City is the OG. It had its time to shine. So now it's all about everything below Atlantic City. So, Cape May, Wildwood, Sea Isle, all of those great historical towns. So what we do is we completely customize the game. So everything will be customized except the four corners and the tokens. And so you'll see those historical landmarks all over the towns. And, I actually have a friend who wants to meet you.
Yes. Oh!
Mr. Monopoly is here.
I love Mr. Monopoly. I love
So he'll be around town this whole week, walking around, meeting people, getting the vibe of the South Jersey Shore so we can make the best board possible.
Gregory Andrus is responsible for bringing so many unique Garden State stories to life thanks to his very popular Facebook page, Portraits of the Jersey Shore. He is here with us now and joins us now. Good to see you.
Hi, how are you today?
Oh, great, great, great.
So I decided to start taking pictures and sharing them on social media. And all of my friends were telling me, you're a really good photographer. And I never considered that before. But after a while, I asked if any of my friends had a used camera they would want to sell me for like $20. A week later, a camera came. Well, it was a box that was delivered by UPS. And I opened it up and it was a brand new $500 Nikon camera. And it was anonymously sent to me. And for me, that was a sign that I should be pursuing photography, which ended up me going out and interviewing people, which here, August 24th will be the 7-year anniversary of Portraits of the Jersey Shore. My great passion is to help people, regardless of what their political ideologies are, to remember that we're still human, that we all share our humanity. We all share the fact that we all have our stories. And by sharing these stories, I'm hoping that people can remember that we were all in this together.
So can you talk a little bit about how your own story is contributing to the work that you're doing with Portraits of the Jersey Shore?
Yes, I really believe that because I went through such a difficult life. Again, like I said, I was homeless on and off for over a decade, a really traumatic childhood. It has given me a real sensitivity to others. That perhaps is a little bit more heightened than maybe other people might have it, and so when I listen to people, I might hear just a single word as they're telling me about themselves and be like, "Can you talk about that?" Because they might be like, "Oh, my parents are divorced when I was a kid." They keep going on. I'm like, "Well, can you tell me about the divorce? How did that impact you growing up? How did you cope with that?" And then now we're talking about them at 10 years old now, and how that impacted them growing up and really shaped who they are today.
Johnny C., the pizza guy, has been trying pizza across the Garden State for years and rating the pies on his website, and he's gained quite a following. He's joining us now on the morning show. Welcome, Johnny C., the pizza guy.
Good morning, New Jersey Morning Show. Honored to be on your show today, and I'm looking forward to talking about some pizza.
We know you're a banker by day, by trade, a pizza critic in life. How did you start rating pizza?
Well, the first thing I will say, Kristina, I don't rate, I recommend. Okay. I start off rating, and then I said to myself, my grandfather, he wouldn't appreciate that. And the truth is, the day-to-day pizza industry, which I grew up in the family business, sometimes the sauce doesn't come out right. Sometimes the dough's off. Sometimes the wrong pie guy's in. So why give them a rating on that when if you enjoy it, you recommend it. That's what I always say. Don't just eat, enjoy, share, and recommend.
What is it, in your opinion, that makes a pizza good or bad? What would you want to see in a pizza that you're recommending?
Well, the first thing that's very unique about me is I have an inclined genetic palate from Sicily. That's something that sets many things apart.
Yes,
but
I know about that.
I don't want to see any flop in my slice. When I hold my slice up, the pizza should come straight out. I don't want to see oil dripping. That's a very big thing with me. And I love my sauce. I'm actually a sweet sauce guy. I love sweet sauce. And some people don't. But again, that's everyone else's palate. But my palate is truly tested. It's grown up with chefs in my family. I mean, this is my life. I grew up in it. One of the reasons why I did Johnny C is my wife invented me, because I constantly was recommending people where to go eat. And she goes, make a page, call yourself Johnny C the Pizza Guy, and have fun. And I did. I got a YouTube, I got an Instagram, my kids got me on TikTok.
All right, guys. So clearly we have gotten all dressed up here, and we all know that Halloween shops pop up once a year to sell costumes. But what about the ones that stay open all year round.
Yes.
Fungool Costume Shop in Rutherford is one of them. And here now with more is owner Cliff Whitmire. Welcome to the show, Cliff.
Hi, girls.
Yay. We're so happy to have you. So our
Yes.
lovely costumes came from your shop.
Yes,
Thank you
they did.
so much. We appreciate it.
You girls look great, by the way. You look good.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So why did you decide to pursue a year-round costume shop?
Well, it's kind of evolved from, I had a rock and roll clothes store that was in Rutherford as well called My Generation. And most people thought because of all the weird fashions and the crazy things I was selling at the time, like, you know, they used to come into my rock store for like to be rockers and punk rockers and things like that. So I started carrying a little bit more Halloween products around Halloween time, like hairsprays and different color wigs and, you know, just, you know, more like, you know, different color fishnet stockings and, you know, Playboy bunny ears and just like accessory stuff. And before you know it, I was busier at Halloween than I was at Christmas, being a real store. So I was like, you know what? I saw the writing on the wall. Plus, it was right at the time where Nirvana and Springsteen were lighting up MTV, and all of a sudden leather lace and spandex was out and the grunge was in. So Cliff made the move.
I like it.
Fantastic. So if you're looking for like a legit, you want to win that Halloween costume contest.
You want to legit and you want to win. We got some novelty stuff too that will knock your socks off. So come on
I
in.
believe it.
That's
I
so
believe
fun.
it.
That is so
Cliff,
fun.
That is amazing. Your shop sounds like so much fun.
It is.
And
So I hope
thank
you girls can come on down. As a matter of fact, I want you to keep those costumes till Halloween. Enjoy yourself.
But first, we have big news here for On New Jersey. This is very important. You are now watching Emmy Award-winning
Oh my God.
Kristina Behr.
I saw it in the rundown, like I saw something, and I was like, "What is that?"
We are so proud of you.
Oh.
We have. I think if Bridget, our production assistant, has a little something, she can walk in here for us as well.
Oh, stop!
But
oh my gosh,
we are beyond proud of you. We are so happy to have you here on our team to be working with you. We did. Chris, you had a few words that evening that Pam is gonna pull up for us as well.
Mike Roberts, I am here because of you. He's not here, but he is the greatest partner and filmmaker, and I'm honored to have worked with him. My beautiful husband, my boys, I love you. My mom, this is for you. All of the people that believed in me, Lisa Marie Falco, Adam Darsky, Gerald D'Ambra, Ahmad Asghar, and all the people who told me no throughout my career, all of the bullies who told me no, I would never make it. I worked harder to prove you all wrong. Teamwork matters, storytelling matters. 20 years later, I am still here, and I am here on this stage. Thank you so much to the Academy. Thank you.
I was just very excited not to have fallen on the stage afterwards because I realized I sprinted in heels and a dress.
I was going to say that was very Beyonce of
That
you.
would have been very awkward. My husband was like, "Wow, you really went for it. You really ran." I was like, I don't even remember. Like, it just was a blur, but just very.
Boys, what do you got to say to our girl?
Awesome.
You should get another Emmy just for that, considering how you ran across the stage in heels, in a dress, a long gown. That's something.
Thank you guys.
We
I
are-
mean, this whole thing is crazy, and
you're welcome.
just
Very
you
nice.
know, just to be nominated is an honor, and this is really awesome. So
Well,
thanks.
we are, like I said, extremely proud of you.
Aw.
Honored to be working with you.
Honored to be working here. I mean, this is such an awesome crew. We're small but mighty.
Yeah,
and,
yes.
But the thing is, everybody has the same goal, and that's to work together as a team and just to get the job done and you know, have fun. And that's really what it's all about.
Yes. I cannot believe this year is basically over.
So many good times too. It's been such a blast on this show. for
This
sure.
show has grown leaps and
Yes.
bounds in the last year. We've done so much. We've
Yeah,
added you in. Yay!
It's been such a pleasure and just it's such a fun crew, and it's like family.
Yes.
It really is.
Yeah,
And you
absolutely
guys are like family. We can't thank you all enough at home for tuning in and being here right along with us every step of the way.
Yeah, absolutely. We want to wish you so much love and joy for the holiday season. And of course, please stay tuned. We can't wait to see you all in 2023. Thank you once again for joining us one more time in 2022. I'm Cara DeFalco.
And I'm Kristina Behr. Happy holidays and happy new year.